a little bit bigger still. I'll trim it again. How's that? You know, and see, it's not even that straight. Again, at this point, we have to make those sacrifices. It's impossible to do this precisely, but again, we're just trying to get the assignment completed, right? So that's still, actually, that's bugging me because that's how I roll. I get very uptight about these things. There, it's a little bit better. Yeah, that sucks too. Anyway, but again, I'm just trying to do this quickly for demo's sake. Now, the other ones are going to be smaller. Everybody that's doing the 1/2 inch one, it's the same deal. Okay. You take the back like that. Again, putting it down here. This one's a little tougher, you know, because it's so small, but it's the same principle. Just draw some little guidelines around it. There you go. So that's about 1/2 inch. Okay. So those are your guidelines for the cutting. And you just do, again, the best job you can. If you have the time and you really want it to be amazing, you know, you could actually measure out every single one. But that's 24 swatches. You know, it's a pain in the butt. And I don't, at this point in the class, I really don't think that that is necessary. In another world, I would make you do it. But not in this case. In another world, everybody would have the large template and you'd be cutting everything out. Or actually, and I had the lever punch that would have cut the square out for you, so you wouldn't have had to measure it anyway. So, like I said, in the perfect world that we no longer live in, this would have been a little bit easier. So I don't want to put you through torture trying to get these little tiny squares to be all the same. Now, what you'll see is what I did, I took my number 1 color is I did that with the yellow, okay? And that would, so if you're using this template, the yellow goes here, okay? I didn't cut out a 1/2 inch version, but it goes here. And, you know, this would be the first orange, the first yellow orange right there. And it's a little small, which is okay. They will not necessarily touch or overlap the way that they did when you did the grayscale. First of all, the grayscale wasn't on a template like this, as you recall. They were all overlapped like that. So when you're doing this, you're just going to tape them down, you know, and use your double-sided tape. Glue would probably be, for the small ones, glue is fine. It's probably easier to use glue. And you just put a little double-sided tape on the back, you know, like that. Cut off the extra. And do it that way. If you want to use glue, you can use glue. That's okay too. It occurred to me that might actually be an easier way to do it. It just glue can, because it's liquid, it can make things curl. You know. So there we are. And you just put it down as close to square as you can. Boom. And there you go, like that. I'm now, just for fun, I'll just cut the yellow one down also to a 1/2 inch. So again, I'm using my 1/2 inch one just to show you how they fit together on this template, those of you that are working this way. Actually, I'll just cut it out of the corner. That's probably easier. Okay. And pick that up. And there. Same thing. Okay. And they'll fit in there. And they're actually, the primaries are supposed to be, they do have that black box around them so that you're identifying it as the primaries, which are, again, yellow, magenta, cerulean, all right? So, and then you just, once you have sorted everything, okay, so just a recap, first step, you cut everything out. Second step, you sort them using the window. There's my window. Sort them using the window. Make your selection, 12 warm, 12 cool, and then just use, you know, this little template and just a piece of paper. Like I said, I used a Post-it note so you can see it more clearly. and you're all set. Okay. Oh, I don't want to lose my 1/2 inch one. Okay. There we go. So, and then you just tape them down all the way around. Ta-dum, you're done. Okay. So, and show you how to do it here. Okay. So I've got the, like I said, the template is here, or pardon me, the template that I'm using, I hand drew. And the whole reason I did it that way is, and I put it up on the Google Drive, but those of you that are doing this because you don't have a printer, you're going to have to draw this out by yourself. Because I would have just uploaded a scale if I wanted to do that. And if you had a printer, you'd be doing it this way. So there are some of you that have no printer, no template, no nothing. This is how you'll have to do it. So it's fortunately pretty simple. And you can look at it on the screen since you can't print it if you need a refresher. Like I said, I've loaded it onto the Google Drive. By the way, they're all in the folder under assignments. Like Evgeny has an assignment folder where all of his stuff is, and then I'm next to him and it just says my name, Cole Case, and all those templates are in there, like the original color wheel one. And I also added today for all of your assistants, and you'll see when you go to the drive, but I added one image of an actual color wheel done this way. That was like an A color wheel from like A grade, I mean. It was like a really great color wheel from my class last term. So if you want to look at that while you're assembling and making your color choices, go for it. Like if it helps you, use it, right? I also did a scales version of this for a different class in Long Beach. And there's an example of that too. It wasn't this example. They're a little bit larger, but at least it'll show you it's done with the same paints, the same process and everything. It just looks more like how you did the grayscale. But again, if that helps you, those of you that are doing it this way, to look at that image and figure out like what the colors should look like. I know you're trying to compare like IRL, analog painted color wheels with something that's projected on a screen, but at least it'll help, So if you need assistance, please refer to those images. One's for the scales, one's for the color wheel, and I think I called them ideal color wheel. Like this is what I want it to look like, and ideal color scale. That's what I want it to look like. So you need to measure this stuff out. Okay, and 2.5 inches is the main thing. So you want to measure in 2.5 inches from the left and the right, okay? 2.5 inches from the top and the bottom, and 2.5 inches in the middle. What that will leave you is a 1/2 inch by 6 inch 12-step scale. And then you just do the same thing. You take your yellow, put it down here, tape it down, your orange, and so on. Make sure, I can't say this enough times, make sure that magenta is number 9 on the scale, violet is number 12. Make sure that cerulean is number 8 on the cool side. Like I said, you saw it's a little tricky to do the double-sided tape just because they're so small. If you're doing, again, those of you that already have the 13 by 19 wheel, please use this because it's a lot easier to, do the back. And that's pretty much it, I believe. So those are the options for the full-on 13 by 19. You know what to do. Use the 1 inch. For either this version, the 8.5 by 11 version of the template, use the 1/2 inch. And for this version, use the 1/2 inch also. And I think that should be relatively clear. If you guys have any questions after watching this video and want to talk about it, or either like I can explain it either via email, or I can set up a Zoom meeting with you and like walk you through it that way, I'm happy to do so. So I think that brings it to a conclusion. And after I hear back from some of you, I may like create another video if there seems to be some common issue that students are having with this, but I think this should cover most of, if not all, eventualities depending on your materials situation and what you've got with you. So with that, I will end the demo and look forward to talking to you guys at the next Zoom meeting. Okay, bye-bye.